Alright, welcome. Morning on day 11. And that's breakfast right there. Water and a banana. You can see how it's looking outside. Oh, nice. Sun is shining. Oh yeah, and the canvas tent is looking beautiful. So today, I actually want to do something kind of fun today. So we're up nice and early. And we're trying not to shake the camera too much so you guys don't all get sick over there. But you know what we're going to do? We're going to plant this sweet little apple tree we got here. The pear tree will be fine in that sack for a little while until I find a good spot for it. But this apple tree is just going crazy. It's sprouting all of its leaves. It's ready. It's ready to go in a hole. Over there, I don't know if you can see it, we'll walk over there. Try not to shake things up too much, but look at there. Right where that arrow is in the ground is the spot we're going to plant it. And I'm going to transplant these little white pines that are gathering around it over to the edge of the property where the railroad tracks are. I'm trying to build a living fence over there with pine trees, so it's going pretty good. But I'll set up the time lapse as I dig the hole so you guys can see that. And once I've got the hole dug, we'll bring the tree over here and I'll explain what it is we're going to put in there, because we got pretty sandy soil here. And we're right next to the river. So we've got this stuff. Yeah! There you go. It's just a miracle grow that's made for shrubs and trees, some topsoil, so we can mix in with the sand that we have here and the native soil. And hopefully it'll be enough to build the soil that this tree can get a good firm grip on things. Plus you need enough soil at the base of the tree so when you fertilize every year that it doesn't just wash through the sand. So that's what all that stuff's for. But I'll set up the camera on a tripod so it's not so shaky, and I will bring you back when we're doing the hole and when I have the tree over there. Stay tuned. Alright, I just pulled the 3 white pines that we're going to keep. But I don't know if you guys hear all that racket. Right there, there's 3 male woodpeckers fighting, trying to court this female woodpecker that lives in this poplar tree I have to drop. She's just sitting in the hole up here while these 3 fly around fighting each other. There they go. Oh yeah, they're angry. That breeding season. Alright, so we got our couple of pine trees put off to the side, and we'll replant those after we get this tree in. We're gonna grab this bad boy right here. Alright, set you guys up on the tripod. Might I mention a very finicky tripod. Alright, wow, there's a pain getting this iPad on the homemade tripod I have here, but it's all set up now. The label on the tree says to make the hole twice the size of the container that it came in, but as you can see, it's still just in a root bag, and usually Home Depot puts them in a 7-gallon pot. For some reason they didn't this time, or the nursery that it came from didn't. But But if you know what a 7-gallon pot looks like, just kind of make it twice the size of a 7-gallon pot and you should be okay. And I also was doing some digging here, and the soil is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. It must be because there used to be an old oak tree sitting right here, so all these leaves have made some pretty good soil. So yeah, I guess I'll just start digging the hole. Alright, so there we go, we got our hole. I want to show you something. I don't know if you can see that thing just leaking there. That's a birch root. You can gather drinkable sap from the birch tree most of the spring, but the roots too go even longer than the tree. So that's also an option when looking for emergency water supply. You could dig a little hole under a birch tree and cut one of the roots and see if it'll produce any drinkable water for you. Just make sure it's a birch root, of course, because if you get a root from another plant that just happens to have a lot of fluid in it, it could poison you. But here we go, our hole's all set up. Next we're going to mix some of this native dirt with some of the fertilized dirt that we have, and I got that topsoil, but I don't even think we need it because the ground's actually pretty nice right here due to the all the leaves that were here. So yeah, I'll set the camera back up, and we'll mix this mixture in the hole and put the tree in it. Alright, here we go. Just some basic Miracle-Gro tree and shrub. Yeah, this stuff is got a lot of stuff going on here. So I'm going to put about half of the bag in there for now, and then we're going to put some of this native soil back in. Stir it up real good. And that'll just provide some nutrients for the tree this first year. And yeah, when you put the tree in, it says not to put the tree in too deep. You don't really want any of the trunk of the tree under the ground. So you want the root ball of the tree that's in this packaging here. you want this to be level with the top of the ground. Right here. So, I'm not really sure how much of this I should put in. Well, of course, they attached the root bag with some crazy wire, so I have to go get some tools to cut this off. I'll be right back. Alright, now that we've cut that wire off, get this thing in the hole. I guess you pretty much got to keep this root bag on it. Not quite. A little too deep. And there she goes. I'd say that's about how we want her. How's she look? Good? Yeah. There you go. Pretty good. That's just that bag of topsoil. I figured I'd add that since stuff is a little sandy. Well, there's a little lean from one side, but this is the side that I like, so I wanted to keep that facing us. So here. Alright, wow, that took way longer than I thought. I might have to cut some of this video up. But now it's in there. That's basically how deep we want it, and the soil's loose. And then the last step we have to do here is add some mulch. Mulch is used to keep the sun from beating down on the loose soil, which will dry it out, and since it's so loose, it'll dry out pretty deep. So you put the mulch down for that. It's also made from cedar usually, and cedar keeps bugs away, so it'll keep bugs out of your root system, and it'll cut down on some pests. But it's mostly, I think, for moisture control. Keep it nice and moist. It says to use 3 inches of mulch. I think I have enough there. Alright, wow, this video is super long now. But there we are. I had to figure out what to do with the rest of that dirt that's behind it. But there we go. Our first fruit tree. And it may seem like I have a lot of large trees around it, but as this tree gets bigger, this birch tree is kind of dying anyway, so it's probably going to be around for a couple more years. But these giant poplars all around are firewood over the next 4 or 5 years. So as this tree gets bigger, I'll be cutting the large trees around it that are blocking sun. So eventually this whole area right here that we're looking at will be a small orchard. And we'll have 4 or 5 different kinds of fruit trees. But there's the first one. I think it's the 29th of April 2015. First fruit tree in the ground. Alright. Well, thanks for joining me. Sorry the video is so long today. Day 11, we planted our apple tree. Uncle Dave with DC's Adventures. Off the Grid Experiment 2015 Season 4. Thank you for joining us, and I will see you on the next video. It's just about nightfall on day 11. Thanks so much for joining us for the apple tree planting. That was a lot of fun. And if you want to catch special content like this, just stay tuned at the end of all of my videos, and you can see features like outtakes, special content, and stuff I think is cool. So we're here, out here, I don't know, I don't see her. It's getting almost to the point of dark, and I've been out here for a little while, so I don't think we're going to see her. Especially since I hear the neighbor's hound dog. He runs down the tracks and chases these animals sometimes, and I just heard him howling, so I'm pretty sure he's on the tracks trying to run these animals around right now. But sometimes that works out. Sometimes he pushes them right towards me. Whoa. That came from in the trees right here. That was like right here. I can't see it though. It sounded like a pretty big bird. It was pretty loud. Well, okay. Once again, thanks for joining us here at DC's Adventures. We'll see you on day 12.